The success of your relationships with your clients, with your teams, within your organization is going to depend on how you fight. Yes. How do you manage difficult situations with uncomfortable conversations? Powerful, successful, impactful leaders do not avoid to manage difficult situations through uncomfortable conversations. They master them. But one of the most difficult things to actually have those conversations is where and how to start. This is the third class of the saga of 3 on how to manage uncomfortable conversations in the workplace as a leader. So if you haven't watched the other 2 videos, the link is below. Starting uncomfortable conversations require a level of sensitivity and tact. It is very important for me that today you understand that it's nothing personal about you and that person, but as a leader, understanding that it's very common for people to feel frustrated, angry, having their own internal shame, and they want to project this to others, especially in the workplace. Because we spend about 85% of our life in our jobs. So it's very easy to project this kind of emotions in a negative way, and that impacts everybody around. So as a leader, it's very important that you can address those situations as soon as possible. Here are some phrases that might help you to start those difficult conversations next time. You start with the name. Christy, I would like to talk to you about, very specific, the situation. The name. There is something very important that I would like to talk to you about. Can we find some space later on today around 3? The name again. Christy, I have noticed specific situation. I've noticed you have been avoiding XYZ situation. I would like us to talk openly about it. What about 3 p.m. today? I really value our work relationship. I want to address specifically yada, so we can figure out an exit together. I've been reflective about the situation that happened in the last meeting. We're talking about somebody being rude, for example. In this case, this person that you are talking to. Let's have an open conversation. There is a topic that I would like to bring up and might be uncomfortable, but addressing this will definitely improve our communication within the groups. Can we talk about this right now? Can you be open about this? Or listen to my tone. It's very important that your body and your tone are congruent with the message that you are saying. You're inviting the other person to be open about this conversation, but you also are psychologically driving a thought that it is going to be an uncomfortable situation. Another phrase that I love, especially with C-suites and senior executive that I personally use all the time, is this is going to be controversial, and boom, 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 boom. It depends on how's your tone, and then you prepare for the next steps. So in that way, you're 1 step ahead of the game. I have noticed that you have been coming late to the meetings for the last 2 weeks. What exactly is going on, and how can we prevent this to happen again? I want to be transparent with something that has been bothering me. Remember, have on the top of your head a specific uncomfortable situation that you want to address. This is important. We talked about that in our last video. Remember, the link is below. If I think discussing this together, we can find a solution and move forward. I really don't want any misunderstanding. Are you comfortable having that conversation with me? If you see this as a list of 10 different phrases that you can use to open up or to set up the space to have those uncomfortable conversations in the workforce, that can be for any specific situation that we addressed before: being rude, disrespectful, using profanity language, being irresponsible, one of your managers avoiding a situation, any of the uncomfortable situations that you might be experiencing or your teams might be experiencing. You can easily use these phrases to start this kind of conversation. Another set of questions that you can use as well. I would like to talk about something that has been bothering me for a while now. There is something that I have noticed, and I think it's very important that we address it as soon as possible. I want us to discuss a specific situation that happened recently with the teams, with the client, with whoever, and it can create an escalation. I feel we need to talk about a specific behavior I have noticed that I found is hurtful. You see, you're setting the tone in a very assertive, calm way. Remember that it's very important that you stay calm and do not engage. I value our relationship, and I really think that we need to talk about XYZ, and that we can be honest with each other with respect to find a solution and move forward. I'm concerned about the way you're talking to the group right now. Is something going on with you? This is also very important to understand, and it opened up the conversation very smoothly on, hey, a call out. Are you okay? Because your actions are showing something different. And in this way, the person can say, well, yes, Christy, you know, this and this and this have been going on. This and this and this is happening. And then you go from there on a commitment on how to change those behaviors. Words are nothing if are not congruent with the actions after this uncomfortable conversations. I noticed a pattern for the last month, for the last 2 weeks, for the last 3 months that has been affecting our interaction with our clients. I think it's time to talk about it to look for a solution. You see how these other 7 different phrases are positioned in a way that are non-confrontational. So you're opening up a safe space to talk. Now, of course, you need to be ready for the other person to deflect that responsibility and say, what are you talking about? What are you? But most of the times, and I'm going to say a solid 82% of the times, when you come across leading this conversation in this way, it does impact in a positive way the other person. I'm going to give you some other real examples so you can have it as a cheat sheet, okay? Hey, I want to talk to you about XYZ joke I overheard earlier today, and I found it inappropriate. I think it's important that we need to be respectful. XYZ, and then you go through the stuff, you go through the comment, very specific. Remember, it's not a gossip, it's not an opinion, it's not something invented, it's a very specific comment or situation. Remember, an inappropriate joke can make the other person feel embarrassed, shame, harassed. And this person that you are approaching, it is important that understand that is the reason why you are talking to him or her right now, that behavior does not continue. Does that make sense? Leave me your comment here. I understand that jokes can be light the mood, but some comments might be offensive to other people. Let's be very mindful on the jokes that we spread on the floor. Make sure that we don't unintentionally hurt somebody else's feelings. And then this can create a response like, what are you talking about? Oh, people are so sensitive. No. People are not too sensitive. You need to keep your thing together to make sure that you do not promote toxicity within your groups. I have noticed some of the jokes that you have been saying lately, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, are not suitable for our workplace. It can be discriminatory. Whatever it is that is the situation that you're addressing that can create an uncomfortable situation. I overheard a joke the other day for, let's say that is a supervisor, an agent, somebody in the team, and you heard it, or somebody bring that to your attention. This is a good phrase that you can position. You heard a joke that was kind of offensive. Say the place, the time, the area. Let's make sure our humor is inclusive and we're not creating a hostile environment, okay? As a bonus tip, I want to give you 3 different questions that I personally use and love, especially when you are in the heat and somebody is being rude to you, specifically to you. I take a deep breath because I really don't like rude people. What is your intention by doing XYZ? What is your intention by saying XYZ? What is your intention with this? That's the first question. How do you expect me to react to this exactly? When you said these things, people are like, whoa. That gives you time to also process and instead of react and kind of put your thoughts together into the next conversation. And it does make the awareness to the person in front of you that you catch that person was rude, you call it out, and you're setting a boundary right there. How do you think the conversation is going to go from here? This is also an eye-opener for the other person. So remember, do not engage into these uncomfortable situations, but address. Do not react to those uncomfortable situations right on the spot with an emotional response that is gonna create more conflict. Do not avoid to have those uncomfortable conversations to address those uncomfortable situations so it doesn't happen again. You have no idea the power of addressing those uncomfortable situations in the workplace, especially the impact with your teams within the organizations. It keeps relationships healthy, clean, or conflict is part of life. But it's the way that you respond on those uncomfortable situations, through those uncomfortable conversations, that are gonna create an impact in your teams, with your clients, within your organization, and with yourself. A bonus tip also that I personally use is humor, not sarcastic comments, but humor towards something that can break the ice. People can move forward in the conversation in a more relaxed way, but assertive. That is very effective. And if you are ready to unleash the power of effective communication in your role here, and you are in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, this is a call for you. I'm hosting a unique half-day transformational leadership development experience called Supercharge Your Communication Powers Bootcamp, my second international event, my fourth career accelerator for my company. Is a very dynamic, intensive bootcamp. We're gonna go through communication mastering mindset in your role, discover your optimal communication style and archetype. Yes, those are NLP techniques, as I am an NLP advanced practitioner myself. The golden secrets of knowing your audience, and of course, plan for success, in which you're gonna have different techniques, methodologies, and a step-by-step framework that I personally use to make you close the gap and create a communication matrix that you can integrate in your day-to-day after the bootcamp. This applies for attrition, performance management, junior leadership development plans, conflict resolution. So if you are determined to level up your career and your communication skills right now, this year, to move from one level to the next, and you're a manager of manager, if you're a director, a trainer, a supervisor, a professional, an entrepreneur, a business owner, interested to boost your confidence and empower your communication skills this year, this program is perfect for you. I have limited spaces available, so do not miss this incredible opportunity and be part of this transformational experience. Contact me today. Remember to like this video if you like it, share it with other leaders in the industry who are committed with their career growth, and subscribe. Remember, it's for free. See you next class.
Who are you?
I'm a project manager.
Why did you choose to be part of the bootcamp?
Basically to increase my confidence and my career advancement.
What is the one thing that you integrated?
Well, nonverbal communication, not only with my coworkers, but in my family as well.
Which one of the modules surprised you the most?
Discovering my communication style.
How would you describe in one word your experience?
I will use amazing.
All the leaders out there doubting, should I do this? What would you say to those leaders?
Well, what are you waiting for?
Anything else that you want to share?
This bootcamp was just amazing for me.